Hi, you guys. I'm going to tell you guys about the scariest moment of my life. Okay, so I joined the military. Initially, when I was joining, I wanted to be a combat medic. I was really into nursing. I wanted to be a nurse my whole life. I had my mom, my stepmom, my sister, they were all nurses, so I wanted to be a nurse. But there was a 6 month wait. So instead, the other option was to go airborne and to be a parachute rigger. Parachute rigger, you just pack parachutes. Anything that drops out the sky, pretty much you're responsible for. So I thought airborne was cool. Like, it would be so great to be able to tell your kids that you used to jump out of planes for a living, out of a perfectly good airplane for no reason, just because you're that cool. So I chose that job, and I went to basic training, and then airborne school was directly following that. So when I was in airborne school, it was perfect. I loved it. It was 2 week training. We did a lot of running. There was a lot of sweat. It was hot. It was summer. But for the most part, it was fun. We did a lot of repetition, so by the time my jump came, I was ready to go. I was just like, man, let's get it over with. I've been doing all this training. I want to jump out of this airplane. So we had to do 5 jumps in airborne school, and they were amazing. It was the best feeling ever. It was everything that I ever imagined it to be. Just incredible. I just remember being in the air and just enjoying every minute of it. The time was just, it was too quick. So after airborne school, to be a parachute rigger, we had to pass airborne school before we can go actually learn our job. So I went to AIT after airborne school, and we used to pack parachutes, and I was the fastest packer that they had. We used to make it a competition in our shop to actually see who could pack the fastest. And you think about it, when you're thinking about a parachute, time should be something that you use wisely. You shouldn't be trying to beat time. But I was the fastest parachute packer that we had. And then, before we graduated, our instructor said that we had to jump with the parachute that we packed. That's when it got real. I was so scared. You have no idea. That was the worst feeling. I just remember packing all these parachutes like, I hope they're not just going to randomly pick one. Like, I was just trying to win a race. I wasn't really doing it. And I know that's the wrong way to think. But, and I used to get the parachutes done in about 30 minutes. So, the average time is about an hour. That's how long it should usually take. And I used to do it in half that. So I'm just whipping these things out. But after he told us that we had to jump with ours, it was our final test too. It took me 59 minutes and 59 seconds. I swear he was counting down 10, 9, and I'm still packing my parachute, and everybody's looking at me like, wow, this girl, she used to be so fast. But I was just terrified. So we go to jump, everything. I know the routine because I've already jumped by now. And man, I just remember being on the door and looking down. And before I used to love it, like, let's go. But I was just looking down like, I hope I can trust myself. It was just terrifying because I was the first person to go. So I'm just looking down the whole time. So yeah, that was definitely the scariest moment. But it was also good for me because it made me realize just how important my job was. It's not about who can do it the quickest or the fastest. It's about doing it right, because if you can't trust yourself, nobody else should. So that's my story. To sum it up, I wanted to jump out of an airplane so bad, and I finally did, and it was just perfect. But when I had to jump on my own parachute, that's when I really started to question how much I really love myself. So yeah, happy week 2, everybody. If you haven't ever jumped out of an airplane, you should definitely try it. It's beautiful. Just make sure that if you have to pack it. No, I'm just kidding. Have a good week.